You just mentioned the CLTs in your building, and that when you sit in those meetings, the kinds of things you mentioned were really focused on the instruction being provided to the students toward the ultimate goal of improving student achievement.
Right.
So my question is, how do you move from the sort of the more structural and organizational indicators that are necessary as a foundation to emphasize those classroom instructional practices?
Well, I think it's a great question. I think we should always build everything around how are our students doing? How are they learning? And if they are not learning effectively, then we need to look at instructional practice. Teacher practice really drives how well the students are learning. If the teachers aren't using effective instructional practices, then the learning is not going to be effective. So in order to get to that, certain structures have to be in place, and I think Industar does a nice job of providing a lot of different directions that you can take to formulate different practices. But in essence, all of those practices should target student learning, whether it be setting up a school leadership team and meeting monthly to review Industar tasks, whether it be as I mentioned earlier, the principal will spend 50% of his time, whether it be lesson planning, whether it be, there's hundreds of indicators in there, and many of them are related to that. So I think that a good plan will have both. A good plan will be focused on instruction, but it will also push the school and the leadership team to make sure that certain practices are in place to be able to monitor and to keep data so that that data can be used to make instructional decisions moving forward, whether it be instructional in the classroom or whether it be a direction that the school wants to take in terms of a certain research-based strategy that will help to take the school to another level. I think both of them are equally important, if not leading to improved student achievement.
So, and you mentioned research-based strategies. I wonder if you could talk about that in relation to Industar.
Sure. So one of the things that we have done in Loudoun County Public Schools, as well in Rolling Ridge and here at Round Hill Elementary School, is we have studied a lot of the work of Marzano and what are his high-yield instructional strategies. We also blend that with sheltered instruction observational protocol, which is what we call SIOP, which came out of Cal Institute, and we marry those two strategies. So in my instructional walkthroughs, we identify what are these high yield strategies and what can we do to utilize those and more effectively reach our students. One of the other things I think is wonderful that Industar actually provides is they provide Wise Ways documents. So linked to almost, if not every one of the indicators, I don't know all the indicators that I've used, there's a Wise Ways document that ties things back to the research. And so one of the things that we did was we looked at these indicators, we did a self-assessment, what are the indicators we're looking at, we read the research based on the Wise Ways documents, which also then led us to other things, and that has helped us to really identify those strategies for the teachers so they know explicitly what I'm looking for when I come into the classroom. So it's not muddy, it's clear, it's crystal clear, and we know that when those strategies are used, achievement will increase.